Hello and welcome to our English news coming to you from Canal, Algérie. First, the top stories of the news. General Hassan bin Ammar passes away and the President of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, National Defense Minister, extends his heartfelt condolences to the late family and the PNA members. A large-scale distribution operation of housing units is launched throughout the country on the occasion of the November Revolution outbreak anniversary. And Morocco once again involved in conspiracy attempts to derail the Western Sahara issue from its decolonization process while siding with the Zionist genocide in Gaza. Welcome back and thanks for joining us. First in our news, General Hassan bin Ammar, Inspector of the Special Forces belonging to the Ground Forces Command, passed away. The President of the Republic, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, National Defense Minister, received with sadness this news, and on this sad occasion he extended his heartfelt condolences to the late family and the PNA members, praying Allah Almighty to grant him paradise and patience. To his family, to Allah we belong and to him we shall return, concluded the head of state. And for his part, Army General Saeed Chingreha, Minister Delegate to the National Defense Minister, PNA Chief of Staff, extended his sincere condolences to the late family, praying Allah to accept him among martyrs and to grant him patience, or to grant patience to his family and relatives during this painful ordeal. On the occasion of the 71st anniversary of the outbreak of the Liberation Revolution and implementation of the President of the Republic's commitment, the Housing Minister, Mohammed Tariq Belaribi, launched a large-scale operation of distributing housing units held under the motto "A Decent Housing in a Nation of Free People." Melissa Kabash with the details.
No less than 144,000 housing units across the national territory will be distributed, a move that reflects the high authorities' concern to respond to the needs of its citizens when it comes to providing a decent home. Here we meet again to proudly announce, on the occasion of the November 1st anniversary, the official launching of 144,601 housing units across the national territory, an implementation of the state's commitment in providing decent homes to all citizens. This figure will be distributed as the following: 23,248 units under the rental housing program, 10,400 units under the assisted promotional housing program, 78,463 units under the rural housing program, 30,404 units under self-construction and social subdivisions program, and 2,063 units under the free promotional housing program. From Bjaya to the far south, the emotions remain the same: tears of joy and dreams fulfilled.
We thank the President of the Republic for this initiative. Thank God we came out in the list. The authorities kept their promise. I thank them for that.
These housing achievements embody the state's commitment to dignity and social justice. Each home delivered is a symbol of stability and hope, reflecting a united national effort to build a better future for all citizens.
To another story now, and at the Connect Business Bridge in Italy, Algerian entrepreneurs led by the young team of Raid Pro stood out of their innovation and global outlook as Algeria took the spotlight in efforts to consolidate economic ties with Italy. Coverage by Afaf Belouchet, taken up by Melissa Lila Balaban.
In Turin, through the halls of the convention center, the young architects of Raid Pro have been holding back-to-back meetings since yesterday. Leading this Algerian startup, they are taking part in Connect Business Bridge, organized by the Union of Industries of Turin.
que ce soit le secteur sportif, le secteur industriel ou le secteur résidentiel.
We work in the sports, industrial and residential sectors. We're seeking new technologies to develop these fields in Algeria and expand our company's scale.
Et surtout, agrandir l'échelle de travail de notre prestataire.
Their approach is winning over Italian participants who see in them a new structured and globally oriented generation of Algerian entrepreneurs.
We were pleased to discover an organization like yours eager to share its expertise worldwide. We hope to collaborate soon.
This year's forum also spotlighted Algeria through a segment co-organized with the Algerian Embassy in Rome, aiming to boost bilateral trade and connect business ecosystems.
Ce forum économique a pour
The goal is to promote and deepen economic cooperation and to diversify our strategic partnership with Italy.
et de renforcer cette coopération économique.
Italian interest is strong, especially in SMEs, central to both economies.
So we have a lot of business can we do together. I think that our partnership starting from Turin could be a good opportunity for all of us.
That outlook was reinforced by Algeria's two main public investment institutions. The National Investment Fund detailed its priorities: co-investment, leverage, and project security.
Ça nous permet d'être en contact avec des investisseurs étrangers.
We connect with foreign investors and support Algerian ones to advance public-private partnerships. Since independence, our mission has been to back major state projects.
Accompagner les projets structurants de l'État.
The AP highlighted the reformed investment framework after being unanimously elected to head the MENA office of the World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies, a clear pro-business signal.
À partir de 2022,
Since 2022, Algeria has offered strong guarantees and incentives, including the transfer of rights and 100% foreign ownership.
en tant qu'un investissement direct étranger à 100%.
The private sector also took part, from major groups to SMEs, forming operational partnerships.
On vient ici pour
We're here to present solutions and find partners to strengthen our position in the European market.
entreprises dans le marché européen.
Le go-to-market en Algérie, ça coûte pas vraiment cher.
Entering the Algerian market is affordable, energy costs are low, and the market is open to startups and new technologies.
Aux startups et aux solutions aussi.
SMEs remain the main focus, as both sides aim for more integrated value chains. Since 2024, 560 Italian companies have registered with Algeria's National Trade Register, including 21 via API, 9 as direct foreign investments, and 22 in partnerships.
From Italy to France, where the National Assembly has narrowly voted to cancel the 1968 French-Algerian agreement in a move that underscores deepening political divisions and growing far-right influence. More about the latest developments with Bisma Far.
In a tense atmosphere at the National Assembly, lawmakers narrowly approved a motion from the National Rally calling for the cancellation for the 1968 Franco-Algerian agreement. The move passed with support from the right-wing MPs of the Republican and Horizons, deepening the political crisis already shaking the French institution. At first glance, it may seem like a symbolic vote, but the move reveals a calculated strategy by the far right, skillfully navigating a fragmented parliament to set the pace of political debate.
In a republic, an agreement is not unilaterally denounced. It is either respected or renegotiated within the framework of international law and the honor of nations.
It exploits the division of a hesitant conservative right and a visibly weakened government.
Where are the Macronist MPs? Their need to live in myth is unacceptable. It's unbearable.
Every vote turns into a test of strength, and each debate becomes a power struggle. In this tense climate, the gap widens day by day between the political class and a society increasingly losing confidence. The agreement has been targeted by all political groups over the past 2 years. Gabriel Attal has published in Figaro denouncing these agreements. It was in fact a kind of trap set by the National Assembly that has long pushed for the denunciation of these agreements. In the end, it was an entire governing power about to cross the Rubicon and vote in favor of a text introduced by Les Nouvelles, continuing in a way the so-called Republican Front doctrine. Between a government without clear direction, a divided right, and a far right that has secured its place at the heart of political life, France remains trapped in a deep, lasting crisis, one that seems to have no way out.
You are still watching Canal Algérie. Coming up in our news. The 13th edition of Oran International Arab Film Festival kicks off with the presence of several Arab movie stars and 34 films to compete during this event. Welcome back to our news. From major capitals across the world, voices continue to rise in support of the Sahrawi cause. The calls highlight a renewed momentum for the right to self-determination, reaffirming the unwavering will of a people determined to end decades of occupation. Let's hear more from Bismafar.
From several capitals around the world, the voices of the Sahrawi people are being heard once again. They are reaffirming a constant demand, the right to self-determination. These movements reflect the unshakable will of a people rejecting any compromise or negotiation over their cause.
From the camps of dignity and freedom, the Sahrawi people reaffirmed their categorical rejection of any stance supporting the autonomy proposal. They renewed their firm attachment to their legitimate right to self-determination and independence. Through their popular movement, they continued their struggle for freedom and sovereignty under the aegis of the United Nations and the African Union. They once again sent a clear message: no to autonomy, yes to independence.
As the world's attention turns to the UN Security Council in New York, the Polisario Front maintains its firm position. For the movement, no political solution can be envisioned outside the framework of a referendum on the Sahrawi people's right to self-determination.
This is our land, and our right is non-negotiable. The Sahrawi people do not yield. They defend and preserve their land. This land belongs to us.
After more than half a century of struggle, the Sahrawi cause remains at the heart of resistance. The people continue their fight with the same determination, raising high flags of freedom against Moroccan occupation. At a decisive moment in their journey, this cause continues to mobilize international attention from observers, human rights advocates, and all those who stand for liberty.
Bismafar reporting. The latest UN report has drawn international attention after highlighting Morocco's alleged involvement in efforts to legitimize its presence in Western Sahara. The documents also pointed out its growing alignment with the Zionist entity. Melissa Kebash explains.
The United Nations evoked in its latest report on human rights and the occupied Palestinian territories Morocco's role in the normalization of relations with the Zionist entity, highlighting the growing security cooperation between the two sides, notably when it comes to the fields of logistics and information. According to UN experts, a Moroccan port has been used to transmit weapons and goods to fuel the genocide in the Gaza Strip.
No state may aid or assist another committing international crimes. This is neither charity nor a matter of choice. It is binding upon you. It's a binding obligation, and violating it risks complicity.
Cooperation between the two sides extends far beyond the security field. As indicated in the report, the internal repercussions of this policy is marked by the ongoing marginalization of the Sahrawi cause.
And during a session held by the UN Security Council and devoted to the situation in Sudan, Algeria's representative to the UN, Ammar bin Jama, called on this institution to shoulder its responsibility and held accountable those behind these atrocities taking place in this country. Let's have a listen to him.
This council cannot and must not remain silent. These atrocities cannot be met with indifference and procedural caution. The RSF have to be held accountable for their violations and atrocities. Accountability is a strong deterrent, and this very council must ensure that the RSF does not continue to kill and brutalize innocent civilians with impunity. Mr. President, allow us to underscore 4 points. First, we condemn in the strongest possible terms the violation and atrocities committed by the RSF. The Security Council, our Security Council, has a responsibility to protect civilians in Sudan, and we must deepen our efforts to this end. We therefore call for full accountability and the use of all existing mechanisms to bring those committing this crime to justice.
Ammar bin Jama speaking at the UN. The Algerian television paid a special tribute to the icon of the Tamazigh Sanglounis, Ais Minguellet, who was received by the general manager of the APTV as a token of his matchless contribution in reaching our national patrimony. This event coincided with the festivities marking the recovery of sovereignty on the national radio and television. Still in the realm of culture, the 13th edition of the International Arab Film Festival kicked off in Oran province with the presence of several Arab movie stars. 34 films are to compete during this event, dealing with a range of themes, notably the November Revolution, Palestine, in addition to a documentary, so to the great delight of the movie fans and Oran's inhabitants. Sports now. Melody Algiers took the lead of the National Football Championship after defeating away US Khanshla with 1-0 scored by Sofiane Bayazid. Let's follow the sole goal of the game.
وصعب انه نتكهنوا عليها في هذه الدقائق الاخيره بالحوه على الجهه اليسرى الى من بايزيد يفتح باب التسجيل بطريقة رائعة جدا، ولكن يعتذر عن الاحتفال لأنه كان يلعب قبل موسمين في هذا الفريق. شوف الكرة على الجهة اليسرى من عربي تأبتي، ومش عارف إذا كان هاي بالحوة ممتازة. العربي تأبتي بالقدم اليسرى والمتابعة ها والقناص خرج في الوقت اللازم وفي الوقت المناسب، ويفتح باب التسجيل بكرة عكسية ممتازة. شوف
A praise victory for MCA. This is the end of our news bulletin, produced by Melissa Kebesh, directed by Elias Taib. Thanks to the all technical crew. Tomorrow, another day of the news. Keep tuning to our channel. Bye-bye for now.